Hey, I was just thinking about this as I'm on this kick over the past 2 weeks of winding down earlier in the evening. So like, around I don't know, instead of 10 or 11, chilling out more around like 8. So, I was thinking about this though. You know how like your mind will race or you'll wake up in the morning? Depends, right? Depends on the person, I suppose. If your mind is racing like late at night or in the morning, probably both for people. But is that how it has to be? Like, do you think it's actually good for you to have your mind racing all the time, or as much as it is? I mean, only you know your own mind. Well, do you even know your own mind, right? Where do your thoughts even come from, right? Look at the other videos for for the answer to that one. And think about what would be the best version of your mind and how you think at night or in the morning or whatever. Like, what are the first thoughts in your head in the morning? Do you even have thoughts in your head in the morning? Is it effective to have thoughts in your head in the morning? Are you immediately jumping to, "Oh, I got to go on social media. Oh, I need to, for me, I'm like, oh, I have to take Teddy out, right? It's our dog." And that's a really good indicator of your level. Well, for people who know what process is, when I talk about process, it's a pretty good indicator of your process as when you're like how much directive will do you have over your thoughts when you wake up. Now, if you don't know what process is, or you think that you have no idea what that means, use your thinking in the morning or in the evening as an indicator of how stable you are. Now, if you're like into meditation stuff, don't let that delude you, because that's a way to kind of trick yourself into thinking that you're more stable than you maybe are. But what if what if what if there's a way where you can actually start to stop your mind from racing, and in a single breath or in a series of breaths slow it down? Would that be interesting to you? Would you benefit from that? How would that benefit you? Maybe you like your mind racing. You're addicted to it, like a drug addict. Maybe. What I would suggest to consider, though, is there's a few different ways. Through breath, self-forgiveness, and just straight directive will, that you can start to really understand what's going on in your mind, the layers of it, right? Because you got an unconscious mind, you got a subconscious and a conscious mind. And then with that, to start directing it so it's what you want it to be. Because if your mind's racing, be honest, you don't like what's going on in your mind. Like, are you really thinking of like the best thoughts ever all the time and like really cool ideas? Like, no, it's probably a bunch of stuff you're worried about. Straight up. So, you want to do something about that? Or are you just going to say, that's just the way it is? It's just got to be like that. I just got to have a racing mind. Right, but really, like, is that the best use of your time in your life? To just be caught up in your mind? Really, notice this. So tonight and tomorrow. Or one, as you lay down to bed, notice, is my mind racing? Okay, what's it going to? What am I thinking about? Right, that's called open loops. You probably get a lot of them. We all do, unless you actually take, control and close them. But then in the morning, this is really fascinating. Be with yourself and start to notice how long you can go before the thought train just gets out of control. Really, tomorrow morning, think about this. And for those of you who would benefit from learning how to stop those racing thoughts, there's a process that I can show you. I'm not going to explain it here. This isn't the place for that. But this is the place for you to at least consider that there's a better way of going about living. Because the way you wake up, guess what? That's going to influence your whole day. The way you go to bed, guess what? That's going to influence how you wake up, which influences your whole day. And you do that 7 days in a row, influences a week, right? Do that for a month, turns into a year, turns into your whole life. So why keep waiting, right? maybe it's time for a change. All right? Investigate, leave a comment, shoot me a message, let me know how that goes.